Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I am going through my fragrance cabinet, kind of cleaned it up and organized it. So I thought I would take the time here and just kind of go through with you guys my current fragrance collection. In doing so, I did pick out a few toward the end that I'll show you that I will be decluttering. But to start, I will show you, I keep it in this kind of cabinet here. So far this works for me. I'd like to keep it so that I can always keep all my fragrances here. I'm gonna try not to grow out of it, but that's easier said than done sometimes, so we'll see. So here I will start in the back. The first fragrance that I have here is La Vie Est Belle, and this is one of my favorites, just kind of an oldie but a goodie. Another oldie but a goodie is Ysl Black Opium. This has terrible longevity, but I do like the fragrance itself, so I do keep it in my collection. These are the two Trussardi Donnas that I have. The silver cap is Trussardi Donna EDT, and then the gold cap is Trussardi Donna EDP. Next fragrance is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. This is kind of a fruity, slightly floral, brown sugar fragrance. I really enjoy this one, really feminine and sweet and girly. The next fragrance is one that I don't really hear a lot of people talking about, but I do think it deserves some love. This is Givenchy Sheep Caress. I have three Van Cleef & Arpels fragrances. The first one with the kind of dark, beautiful brown liquid here is Orchidée Vanille. The one in the middle is Gardenia Pétale. And the one on the side over here at the far right is, what is it? Oh, California Reverie. Let's see. Moving on to the next row, I have CO Bigelow Lemon 1999. This one to me, I believe I heard it somewhere. I forget where it was said, but they were right on when they said that this smells like lemon Fruit Loops. It's like a sugary lemon fragrance that I love to wear by itself, but I also like layering it with other fragrances. Here is a fragrance that I have a backup of. This is, actually I have a backup of the CO Bigelow Lemon 1999 as well. Here is Killian Princess. I also have, drawing a blank here. This is, yes, Elie Saab Girl of Now. Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede. And then I have my two beloved Guerlains. This is Monde Guerlain EDT with the silver kind of neck there. And then the one on the far right with the gold neck is Monde Guerlain EDP. I will move to the second to last row. This is one of my favorite Gourmand fragrances from Ganache Parfums. This is Lemon Eclair. I also have one of my top 5 fragrances. I'm considering getting a backup of this. This is Shalimar Souffle de Parfum. I recently purchased this beauty right here. This is McQueen Eau Blanche, and this is yet another amazing recommendation from our friend here on YouTube, Veronica Says. I'll link her videos down below, or I'll link her channel down below rather. I'm sure you're already following her, but she's fantastic. She has such great taste in fragrance, and this is one that I am adoring at the moment. Almost top 5 status. If I wear it a little bit more, I've only had it a few days, but I think it's edging in for top 5 status. So that is McQueen Eau Blanche. I also have this here. This is Brocard My Cup of Tea 5 o'clock. I have Lolita Land from Lolita Lempicka. I also have, and I took the top off of this, but it's Daisy Love Marc Jacobs Days. Here's 2 more Ganache Parfums fragrances. When Life Hands You Lemons and Leche y Galletas. When Life Hands You Lemons is quite similar to Lemon Eclair. I do find that it's a bit more of that bright lemon citrusy fragrance though. It's still gourmand and sweet, but a little bit less of the bakery note. Leche y Galletas, as I mentioned. Here is Dua fragrances. This is Drowning in Caramel Cherry Delight. I also have a new addition, which is Kayali Vanilla 28. I adore this one. My most recent addition is Indult's Tihota, and this I keep in the box because I'm afraid to break the bottle. But this is the best vanilla I've ever smelled. Very minimal notes, very simple, but just gorgeous on its own. Really comforting and sweet and warm. But I also like layering it with any of my kind of more lemony fragrances as well. It does create kind of a nice brightness to the composition when I layer it with something with, actually, honestly, I think this would be beautiful layered with anything, if I'm being honest. So anyway, this is my newest acquisition, my most favorite acquisition yet, Tihota from Indult Paris. This is Jour de Hermès, and this is something that I picked up. I think it was a partial bottle on Mercari, but look at this gorgeous bottle. It's weighted, and then the print itself is on the back, and it shows through the base of the glass here. Just gorgeous. I like this fragrance. It's bright, it's fresh, very grapefruit forward, a little bit tart and a bit bitter actually, but as it warms on the skin, it becomes a bit smoother and creamier. Really like this one. This I think I've mentioned before. I won't go into too much detail, but Christian Dior Paris Belle de Jour. I did get this on my honeymoon when we were in Italy, so it holds a special place in my heart. This is Nina Ricci Rose Extase. I am really enjoying this one. This is a new fragrance purchase within the last week or so. I'm getting to kind of appreciate rose fragrances a little by little, and this one is sweet enough and juicy enough for me to, it's a good starting point for me, I think. Okay, so that is the main bulk of my fragrance collection, but I'll move down here. And another new purchase that I got on FragranceNet is this little tiny bottle of Elizabeth and James Nirvana. It's their perfume oil. I think this is the white version. I know they have like a black version and a gray one, and then like I think bourbon as well. I don't know the names of them, but this one is really nice. It definitely is not very strong. The oil itself doesn't carry much of a fragrance, but I am curious to try the actual perfume version of this now that I've tried the oil. So that is Elizabeth and James Nirvana. And then above here, I have two of these little, let me turn this one around, two of these little Bath & Body Works fragrance, eau de parfum is what they call it. It's still very light. This is Honey Wildflower and 1,000 Wishes. And then below that, I do have one of my favorite KKW my favorite, I'm not even gonna say one of my favorites. My favorite KKW fragrance. This is Jeff Latham by KKW Fragrance, and it's Desert Rose. Really beautiful. I get a lot of tuberose. It's like a sweet tuberose fragrance to me with some jasmine, I think, and a few other florals and maybe some fruits in there as well. And then this is my kind of smaller little collection of decants and various other random bottles. I have Zara Femme. I also have, whoops, I don't like that cap. I have Outremé Vanille. Another cap that is, oh, there we go, okay. Aqua Colonia Lemon and Ginger. I adore this one, and I am going through it, so I think I will get a backup shortly. I have Aquilina Pink Sugar Berry Blast, Aquilina Pink Sugar, the original. This is another Zara fragrance that I really enjoy, and I do have a backup of this. This is Rose Marshmallow Candy. This is by All Rehab. I got this on eBay, and this is called Dalal. I know they have the fragrance oils, but I like having the ease of use in the spray format. I love that one. That is like a vanilla caramel orange deliciousness. And then this little tiny guy back here, what is this? Glossier U. I'm running through that one. Oh, also when I was at Scent Bar and I got Indult Tihota, I also picked up this 7 ml decant of Nice Bergamot by Essential Parfums. Really beautiful. What do we have here? Let me focus on it. We've got L'Entrée by Givenchy. I actually prefer the EDT version, but I do like having the small kind of travel size version of the EDP. Dior Jasmine des Anges. Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Jo Malone Frangipani Flower. Dior Fève Delicieuses. Montal Chocolate Greedy. And then what is this little mystery guy here? This is Prada Candy. And then this one, this is so silly. This is very sacrilege in the world of perfume, I'm sure. But I did have a bunch of decants of some vanilla fragrances, not decants, but samples, tiny samples from Lucky Scent of vanilla fragrances, and I chose some vanilla fragrances that I liked more. So the leftover ones I did put into a travel size bottle, and they're all just like a mishmash of vanillas in that one. It's probably pretty terrible, but yeah, I'll have to try that later at some point. I think I mentioned this one. Yeah, I did. I also have some decants over here. This one is Guerlain Souffle Intense. This is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea, the original. This one is, what is this? I put like little, yeah, YSL Mon Paris. And then the final one here is Jo Malone Elderflower Cordial. So those are my little kind of mishmash of random fragrances there. Okay. And then here we go. So these are the fragrances that are either on the chopping block or I'm definitely getting rid of. The first one is Harajuku Lovers, and I think this is, yeah, Pop Electric. I will be getting rid of that one. It's a really nice coconut fragrance, but I'm becoming a little bit nose blind to it, and I do have some other coconut fragrances from Bath & Body Works that I enjoy, so I will be rehoming that guy. Also, Laura Mercier Ombre Vanille. I did recently get this. I really like the fragrance, but I do have other vanillas that I prefer and I reach for more often. This was my husband's fragrance. This is Hermes Eau de Pamplemousse Rose. And I started wearing it. It was his, but I started wearing it. And I like this, but I just don't reach for it. This one is on the chopping block. I haven't decided. I'm probably going to keep it, honestly. This is the fragrance that I wore for my wedding 5 years ago, and I don't think I can get rid of that. I think I'll have to find a spot for that, actually. I'll put it here for now. I'm saving this one for last because I'm embarrassed, but this one is Shalimar Souffle de Lumiere. It's a flanker of that one that I love, which is Souffle de Parfum. This one is just, it's nice. It's a little bit too indolic floral, I guess is my only way of describing it. There's a little bit too much of that floral element going on, and I don't like it as much. It's not as sweet and fluffy and airy as Shalimar de Parfum to my nose, so I will be getting rid of that one. Also getting rid of Ganache Parfums Maraschino. This is just really watered down to me. I think I've described it in a past video as having like a cherry martini that's been very watered down by ice. Like if the ice melts and it's just super watered down, you have a little bit of that alcohol smell, maybe from vodka or something like that. Yeah, just not a fan of this. Oh, okay. So these two I'm really, really sad about. Really sad about. And one of them I'm embarrassed about. So this one is Boucheron Quattre and Rose. And this, when I first tried it, I absolutely adored it. I got this about a week or a week and a half ago. I absolutely adored it. It was sweet and juicy and kind of almost syrupy. And there's a very soft element of rose in here. But I found that in the deep dry down, not even in the dry down, but like maybe 2 hours later, it might be the vetiver note, I'm starting to think. It becomes very sour on my skin. If you guys can let me know, do you ever find that vetiver becomes sour on your skin? I'm starting to notice that that might be the common denominator in fragrances that I'm not crazy about, is vetiver. But yeah, I'm really sad about this one because I love the opening. I love the mid. I even love the dry down. It's just the deep dry down that I can't get down with. So Quattre and Rose is going to be given a new home. I might give this to a girlfriend or maybe my mom or my mother-in-law or sister-in-law, something like that, because it is a really beautiful fragrance. It's just not for me. This one, and Veronica, I can hear you laughing on the other end because Veronica did a fantastic video recently. I'll link it down below, where she mentioned fragrances that YouTubers were raving about and that now they're not talking about them. And toward the end of the video, she made her predictions as to which ones she thought would also be kind of losing their shine shortly. And one of them that she mentioned, I believe, which is a totally accurate prediction in my case, is this one, which is Montblanc Signature. I've only had this for like maybe a little over 2 months. And the bottle is just my favorite bottle in my entire collection. I think this is so gorgeous. I loved it when I first got it. I loved it for the last 2 months. Something's going on. I don't know if it's the weather change or what, but this turns really sour on my skin. It doesn't have that same kind of creamy, soft quality that it used to have. And that's what I loved about it. So this one, I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. I think I'm going to leave it with, yeah, I can't get rid of it yet. This is on the chopping block. I'm going to wear it a little more. Maybe it has to do with the weather. So maybe on a cooler day, it's been a little warm in Southern California lately. On a cooler day, I'm going to try to wear it, or maybe even on a really warm day, I'm going to try to wear it. I'm just going to play around with it and see, because I really don't want to get rid of it. I love this fragrance when I love it, if that makes sense. Anyway, Veronica, you might be right about this one. I hope you're not, but I'll let you know at some point in the future. Anyway, that one's on the chopping block, but I'll leave it there for now. So yeah, that is my collection and a few of the ones that will be leaving my collection. Let me know if there's any of your favorites in here, what you think. I'd also love to know about the vetiver note, the note of vetiver. Is that the note that's making things sour on my skin? I don't know what's going on. I would love to know. I know you guys have a vast knowledge of fragrance, so please teach me. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Friday, at least as I'm filming this. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe out there and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.